You've been handed the same two outdated playbooks, even though your property is playing in a completely different league.
If your calendar is packed, but your bank account isn't really reflecting the true value of your property, that is a massive red flag.
If you're booked out but not cashed out, that's your signal.
It's supposed to be a cash machine, but instead, it just feels like a full-time job.
If your cash machine is stealing your sleep and your weekends, it's not an asset yet. It's just a very expensive job in disguise.
When it comes to your high-end short-term rental, you've probably been told you've got two choices.
Luxury owners keep getting shoved through the same two doors: less control or less freedom. Neither of those is good enough for a seven-figure asset.
Both of those paths are just fundamentally broken, especially for the luxury market. This is where we find that secret third door: asset governance.
Asset governance is what happens when you stop babysitting problem and start engineering your property like the flagship of your portfolio.
So you've got this amazing luxury property, right? It's supposed to be a cash machine, but instead it just feels like a full-time job.
If your cash machine is stealing your sleep and your weekends, it's not an asset yet. It's just a very expensive job in disguise.
Well, in this explainer, we're gonna pull back the curtain on how the top investors get that truly hands-off income. Seriously, it's time to rethink everything you thought you knew about managing your high-end rental. Okay, so when it comes to your high-end short-term rental, you've probably been told you've got two choices, right? You can either get a totally hands-off property manager, or you can find a hands-on co-host.
Luxury owners keep getting shoved through the same two doors: less control or less freedom. Neither of those is good enough for a seven-figure asset.
But what if that's the wrong choice? Like, completely wrong? What if both of those paths are just fundamentally broken, especially for the luxury market? And that right there brings us to this huge problem. People in the industry actually have a name for it. They call it the luxury ownership paradox. Think about it. You've poured your money into this incredible high-performance asset, but to make it actually perform, it demands this constant hotel-level effort. I mean, it's a super fast track straight to burnout. And wow, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? The whole point of getting a property like this was for freedom, not to buy yourself a second, even more stressful 24/7 job. You know, the kind where you're answering text about the Wi-Fi password at 11 o'clock at night. There's just this huge gap between the quality of your property and the quality of your life. So basically, the industry gives you two doors to choose from. Behind door number one, you've got your traditional property manager. Yeah, they promise you freedom, but you give up all the control. Then, behind door number two, there's the standard host. With them, you get to keep control, but forget about getting your time back. It's a classic, really frustrating trade-off. So I gotta ask, for all of you watching, which one of these paths have you gone down? Maybe you tried one and it just completely fell flat. Go ahead and drop a comment below. I'm genuinely curious to know which model you're using right now. And this is the real kicker, the big question that almost nobody's asking. What if both of those doors lead to the completely wrong place? What if these models were only ever built for, average rentals, and they were never ever designed for the unique demands, and let's be real, the incredible potential of a true luxury asset like yours?
You've been handed the same two outdated playbooks, even though your property is playing in a completely different league.
Okay, so this is where we find that secret third door. It's a much more sophisticated approach, and it's called asset governance.
Asset governance is what happens when you stop babysitting problems and start engineering your property like the flagship of your portfolio.
Now, this isn't about just, checking off a to-do list anymore. No, it's about proactively optimizing your entire asset for peak performance. It's like, instead of just running around putting out fires, you're fireproofing the entire building. All right, so what does that actually mean in the real world? Well, it means tackling something called the physical entropy layer. Sounds complicated, but it's simple. Think about this. Your expensive smart lock fails because the humidity made the door frame swell up just a tiny bit.
It's not the burst pipe that breaks you. It's the smart lock, the coffee pods, the tiny things that nibble at you every single day.
Basic management, they react to that panicked 11 p.m. phone call. Asset governance, that's a system designed from the ground up to prevent that call from ever happening. Now, I know this all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? Well, it's not magic. It's a proven system. The best operators in the world use a 5-pillar framework to completely transform properties. You've got the assessment, revenue optimization, luxury guest experience systems, automation and AI, and finally, ongoing operations. Let's break each one down. First up is step 1, the assessment. Look, before we do anything else, we have to do an absolutely ruthless audit of your digital footprint. See, the Airbnb algorithm, it rewards listings that get clicks and turn those clicks into bookings fast. So this first step is all about diagnosing exactly why your property has hit a revenue ceiling. We're talking analyzing everything from your main photo to your listing title, making sure you're pulling in those affluent travelers, not just bargain hunters. Okay, so once that digital foundation is rock solid, we move on to pillar number 2, revenue optimization. This is where we really start building the cash machine. You know, most hosts just rely on static pricing, and that quietly puts a cap on their income. This approach, it's all about using real data, not guesswork.
When your nights are priced like an algorithm, not a guess, your calendar stops looking full and starts feeling profitable.
And the numbers here, they're pretty staggering. I mean, dynamic pricing can boost a property's annual income by up to 40%. We're not just talking about setting a slightly higher weekend rate. No, this is about using powerful analytics to find dozens of these little micro demand windows, making absolutely sure no money is being left on the table. All right, next up is step 3, the luxury guest experience systems. Let's be real. If you want to charge those premium rates, we're talking $500, $1,000, maybe even $2,000 a night, a clean house and fast Wi-Fi just doesn't cut it anymore. That's just the price of entry. You have to deliver a truly engineered experience. So what does that look like?
In a true luxury play, the memories are the marketing. Every concierge moment becomes a reason guests happily pay more to return.
It means offering things like high-touch, in-home concierge services. Just imagine your guests seamlessly booking a private chef or an in-home massage. And it also means tapping into these explosive niches like pet-friendly luxury. Get this, over half of high-income travelers bring their pets with them. So offering things like gourmet pet menus or mobile pet spas, that isn't just some cute little perk. It's a massive, high-margin upsell opportunity just waiting for you. Okay, let's talk about step 4, automation and AI. This is the secret sauce. So how do you provide that 24/7 white glove service without literally being glued to your phone all day and all night? The answer is a fully integrated technology stack. Seriously, the days of manually messaging every single guest back and forth are over.
Behind the scenes, a quiet layer of tech keeps everything moving so your guests feel seen, even when you're completely offline.
Done by plugging in sophisticated AI co-hosts, this system can respond to questions in over 90 languages, usually in under 60 seconds, 24/7. This kind of seamless communication protects your superhost status, it pushes your listing way up in the algorithm, and best of all, it completely gets rid of those late-night what's the Wi-Fi password tests for good. And that brings us to the final pillar, ongoing operations. This is all about mastering the day-to-day. The pros call it the invisible manager. And the whole game here is being proactive, not reactive.
Once that framework is installed, you don't have to hold everything in your head anymore. The system works, even when you're not thinking about it.
So think of it this way. Instead of waiting for the air conditioning to break in the middle of a guest's stay, this system uses computerized maintenance schedules. It's constantly tracking the health of your most expensive assets, your HVAC, your pool heater, you name it. It catches problems when they're small and cheap to fix, not when they're a total catastrophe and cost a fortune. So let's just be honest for a second. If your calendar is packed, but your bank account isn't really reflecting the true value of your property, that is a massive red flag.
If you're booked out but not cashed out, that's your signal. Don't wait for another year to slip by before you upgrade how this asset is run.
It's a clear sign that it is time to make a change. You are probably leaving 5, maybe even 6 figures of revenue on the table every single year. But here's the good news, you don't have to do it alone. You really can reclaim your time, you can get rid of that burnout for good, and you can actually increase your net revenue by partnering with an elite co-host who brings a proven system just like this one to the table. So I'm gonna leave you with this one last question to really think about. Are you operating a high-performance investment? Or have you accidentally bought yourself a high-stress, 24/7 job?
At some point, every serious owner has to decide, is this just a pretty place, or is it a flagship asset with a strategy to match?
If that last question hit home and you're ready to make a change, here's exactly what to do right now. First, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more of these high-level real estate strategies. Second, and this is the important one, click the link down in the description to apply for a totally free revenue and stress audit. You'll see exactly how much money you might be leaving on the table, and you can find out if your property qualifies for this exclusive program.